channel, and welcome to this week's weekly energy reading for the week of November 14th through the 20th. I thought I would hop on and quickly do this. It just seems like the times are just going by super quickly. I will add timestamps, update the theme afterwards, and obviously add more details. So thank you in advance for being here and for your support. I truly appreciate each and every one of you, new and old members, I was gonna say. I absolutely love connecting to you all and getting to know you. I think this is what makes the community the best thing ever. I simply like connecting and building bridges and getting to know others who are on this journey, because even though it may seem like we're on this alone, especially for those who have been on this spiritual path for quite some time, and those that have just recently joined, it may seem like we are literally wandering sometimes in isolated bubbles, and we're not. We're just scattered everywhere. And so let's jump right into the Astrocap. I'm going to keep this short because I've been trying to squeeze in transits, but maybe that'll be something forthcoming in future projects to start expanding and adding more astrology, because that's really a huge interest of mine and I love sharing that. This is the last full week of Scorpio, plus a couple days next week. And so I feel like we're winding down. And I feel like the energies may be getting a little bit more intense internally, because I'm generally, and this is intuitively, I'm sensing we are about to have a big release. It's almost like a wrap up, like a finale, like a culmination of what it is that we are getting ready to completely let go of. Because I keep seeing, and I've felt and sensed strings, you know, where, when their threads fall apart and you're just like on the last thread with someone, a situation, maybe something you're holding on to. Those are going to break as we transition from Scorpio to Sagittarius, because Sagittarius is like paving the way. It's like the light at the end of the tunnel. To me, it just illuminates, because Sagittarius brings truth, honesty, and expansiveness. So it's like, no, we don't have any more time to stay in Scorpio. We have to, quote unquote, graduate, let go and release control. Otherwise, we do not want to repeat cycles. So intuitively, that's what I've been feeling this week. Some of you may be feeling some pressure. I've been feeling a shitload of anxiety, and I know that has to do with the Schumann resonance and we'll just say general ascension upgrades symptoms. But Wednesday, the 16th at 8:27 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, we have the last quarter moon. So the new moon is happening next week in the sign of Sagittarius. It's almost like, welcome to Sagittarius, everyone. And I feel like this is, again, I wouldn't say like a last minute, this is it opportunity, the window's closed and we're done, but this is an opportunity to really take a look at where am I going, what do I need to revise, what do I need to update, because this is a wonderful opportunity not so much to initiate anything brand new, but to clean up anything along the way that may not be working for you, that may need tweaking, or that you know what, doesn't resonate. I'm going to prepare myself for this new moon, and that is when I'm going to set those intentions for something brand new to come to fruition. And so this is happening with the sun in Scorpio forming a square with the moon in Leo. So some tension again, and with the fire, I know the moon right now is in Leo. We may be feeling, I wanted to say like a ferocity, like a move to charge forward, to start doing things, but now is not the time. Again, with Scorpio, this is about releasing and first cleaning up energetically, physically around us too, what is no longer working, what's not serving us, so that we can move forward with that slate clean, right? We have Mercury moving into Sagittarius on the 17th of November until the 6th of December. And so from Scorpio to Sag, it goes from like deep and intense thinking, provoking, to, okay, there's a little bit more buoyancy, more jubilance. Sages, especially when it comes to, being in Mercury and communication, are very conversationalist, philosophical, love talking about many things. There's a need to grow and learn more, to take things on a deeper philosophical level, because there is a depthness to Sagittarius, but it's more about bringing things to light, looking at truths. Hey, keep it on me, how are you? It's about bringing things to light again and seeing things for how they really are. I'm staring at a fly that's watching me right now. So it's a lot of big picture thinking, looking at the overall forest instead of, the specific trees. And it's going to bring in, I'm feeling the energy of just more liberation, more freedom from constraints, but also making sure that we continue to do the work that we do. Hey, Jasmine, how are you? Making sure that we continue to do the work that we're doing as we close off this particular calendar year. We also have Venus moving into Sagittarius on the 16th of November, right? The day before Mercury goes into Sagittarius. And again, there's an intensity to Sagittarius too, but there's also a greater expansion when it comes to love. It tends to be more agape universal versus Scorpio, which is very much, intense and more about the connection with others, like the we, more intimate. And so conversations, and especially when it comes to relationships, may move towards intellectualism, more about talking about, the philosophies and ways of life, belief systems, learning more with others, especially when it comes to growing and in variety of topics. Because Sages are ruled by the ninth house of foreign land and travel. So there's an expansion too when it comes to our mind and the relationships that we are in. So we may see a lot of truth coming out, being more forthcoming and also honest with ourselves about what we want in relationships and whether the relationships we have around us are in fact those that are right for us in this season. So let's move on to the weekly astrological, weekly astrological forecast, to the weekly energy reading. It's been, I feel like, a few days. There's just so much energy here. Hey, Christina, how are you? Keep it on me. You're a Libra Sun, Taurus Moon. You're feeling it, right? There's just been so much going on, especially as we start heading towards the end of we'll say the closing of this Gregorian calendar. And I feel like there's going to be a release, especially with the new moon in Sagittarius. But we're going to take a look. I felt light. A lot of the decks I intuitively chose today are focused on bringing to light what's coming up next. And you guys, it's early still where I'm at. It's 4:40 p.m. and it got dark, so I put my little lights on. I felt a need. I kept hearing turn on the light. I kept seeing unicorns. So there's some type of truth, illumination, and also joy that I feel that's coming at the end of the tunnel. So for any of you that have been feeling just energetically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and physically just bombarded and heavy, almost like you've been carrying that weighted blanket that's like 10 times heavy than what you ordered kind of feeling, I feel like there's liberation coming. So hang on. We're going to take a look and see what's happening. I definitely am feeling a shift, but we have to get through these last vestiges of Scorpio, which I think are beautiful because they're allowing us to deeply transform, and we're not going to be the same persons we were before. Hey, Tiffany, how are you? Good to see you guys. Hey, Shirley. Okay, let's see what we need to know for this week. A lot of light. I don't normally wear light colors either, and I'm like, I felt drawn to wear something light. So again, I'm feeling like there's a lightness coming. Wow. I love your cherries, Shirley. No questions today, you all. But I'm going to be popping in and adding in more sessions for questions, and of course this Wednesday. We have star bathing, light body, crystal grid, transmission activation. There's a lot of just integrating activations, upgrading. Some of you, I keep getting a whole focus on stars, light language, starseed families and origins. There's a lot of assistance coming from the intergalactic, interdimensional beings. Some of you may really connect with those. I even pulled out my Pleiadian deck and starseed deck. I felt such a strong pull. Some of you may have been really connecting outside, looking at the stars. They seem like they have been brighter, especially when for those of you that live in areas where there's lower light pollution, you may be seeing them crystal clear, I'm hearing. They're connecting. Whale and orca elders. Share your song, frequency of sound, diving deep. This is really beautiful. There is a deep resonance, a deep, strong connection with these creatures. Some of you may connect with them, as spiritual animals, but I also feel like some of you, I'm getting like they're connected to starseed beings, other beings in other dimensions. There's something peaceful in their sound. There's also something about languages. So some of you are being activated in terms of new gifts, light language, not just in terms of seeing. Like, what are they called? I'm getting like little grids, patterns. There's a name, but also in vocalizing it. Some of you may be learning or you're just getting an interest in this, or you may actually start also speaking different forms of languages from these beings. They're very similar. I get to the whale sound. It's almost like when you speak it and you connect, you start connecting with other like-minded souls. It's turning on your light. There's a sense here of connecting to others that are like you. And so this is about turning on your light and your frequency so others can hear you. You know, when whales make the call, you can hear them. It almost, sound does reverberate underwater and in the air, and it carries forward very strongly. And so I feel like this is what's coming very soon for a lot of us. We're connecting to the truth of who we are and to the truth of others. 444. Keep it on me. I saw it. You're seeing it a lot. Trust the timing. We got 4 cards, you all. Trust the wave you came in on. Time is not running out. Do any of you feel this way, like time is running out? Because I sure as hell have felt that. I have even told some friends, I'm like, wow, I feel like there's just not enough time in a day to get what I need done. I lose pockets of time and I feel like I'm always rushing. And so I feel like, again, this is simply reminding us that things are developing and unwrapping in the way that they should be. This is a time too for integration, for rest. Look at the seasons we're in, whether you're in the northern or southern hemisphere. There's a huge focus on transformation at the moment. And so with that comes rest and integration and allowing yourself to be. You don't always have to do to accomplish. It's generally when we are in a receptivity mode, right? Taking time to take care of ourselves, to sleep, to enjoy the lights, to ponder what's next, where things start making sense. So be careful of rushing anything. Be careful of trying to force anything. Keep riding your wave. Because I'm getting too, sometimes you may feel like other people, especially if you're watching others, whether they're friends or people within your circle, and you're like, wow, they seem like they're moving up ahead. They seem like they know what they want to do. They seem like they got their shit together. And it may make you feel like, why doesn't this resonate? And it's simply reminding you, we're all on different paths. We're not on the same path. I wonder what it would be like if we all were on the same. It wouldn't allow, I feel, for Earth to evolve and grow in the way that it needs to, and also for our different levels of consciousness to also do that, because it would hold people back if we were all in the same level and we couldn't move ahead until others moved ahead and whatnot. So there's a reason this is happening. A new Earth. I kid you not. It's happening. Keep holding the vision. This is something that's talked about very much in this community, and I'll say very broadly, those who have awakened. You know, we're shifting from different levels of consciousness. Some people think this is a physical move. It's all up here. It's all energetic. We're going and heading towards a more light body, energy body, right? That's why we have ascension symptoms and upgrades. I'm going to read your comments as I go, guys. Christina, you said, yep, or even being on social media, can't compare ourselves. Absolutely. Have you noticed, especially with Twitter and the recent, we'll just say, storm around that, there's been a lot of people moving away from many different platforms, simply because of the diffusion of different forms of communication that are being allowed, different forms of violations when it comes to protecting civil liberties and human rights, and also what's going on too, because social media is also not very representative of life. People curate what it is they want to show, and we don't see the truth enough, I feel, of what's really going on. People don't post their shitty days. People don't post when they get out of bed like 2 hours late and they're rushing through the day. They post that 1-2 second moment, you know, where everything looks honky-dory and it's really not. So again, This is about holding a vision for something bigger. So Sagittarius, I feel, but also too knowing to keep remaining as much as you can, because this is the hard part. Trusting, knowing that things are developing for you as they should. But there's a lot of, I'll just say, internal workings, internal shifts that are happening that we ourselves may not be fully cognizant until I would say we get more into Sag season and we see this come into light. I'm surprised with all of this. Look, oh wait, I didn't even see this light body crystal grid. So we're moving, we're ascending, all of us, upgrading, if you will, to another level or levels of consciousness. So there's, again, more changes in frequency, in sound, in our light, and we're peeling away more layers. So things may just seem a little bit different. We may be seeing things clearer. Some of you, again, I'm seeing a lot of focus on the geometric light language. There's like patterns that come out. Some of you may be coming into that. Start seeing glimpses, especially in your dream state. Okay, what else do we need to know for this week, please? Some of you are also, I'm hearing like the whales, you know, they go to the depths of the ocean and they tend to swim together. I wanted to say schools, but I think that refers to fish, but they're in like communities, in pods. Maybe that's what they're called, pods. They stay at the bottom, right? And then they go back up. And I feel like that's what we are experiencing right now. Some of us are still at the bottom, and we are seeing almost like a tunnel, like a light. When you're really deep in the ocean, sometimes if you look up, depending on how deep you are, you could still see, you know, the sun and the light, the refraction on top. And I feel like that's what's happening. It's allowing us to know, no matter how heavy things may be, how dark things may be at the moment, especially, it doesn't have to be around you, it could be internally. Things are shifting really quickly, and to keep holding that faith and that trust. There's a focus here on patience and on trust. So this is releasing any of those scorpionic shadows of doubting, of trying to control. We have 16, evolve. You are allowed to grow, to change your mind, attitudes and beliefs to become stronger, lighter, and happier, and your growth is cause for celebration. You see the word, it keeps repeating. I keep getting lighter. This was something that was prominent in my head yesterday and this morning. So again, at this time right now, I feel this week for many of us, we are in the midst of this, I'm just saying super fast transformation, because the speed of light, right? And we have sound too, with frequency of sound. They're extremely fast moving elements, sometimes beyond comprehension. And so this is happening really quickly. Some of you may be seeing butterflies, fairies. I'm seeing a lot of mystical forest types of creatures. Gnomes, fairies, woodland creatures, those types of magical beings. So if some of you resonate with that, you may be being called to connect more with those creatures. This is also about connecting to the heart as well. There's a heart expansion happening. We have 44. Keep it on me. You were posting 444. We got 444. Remember your purpose. You came to Earth to learn how to love yourself, and all that is to achieve self-mastery, to explore conscious co-creation. Heaven resides in your heart. Wow, I don't need to say anything, because everything I'm saying, it just, the cards are popping out and saying it. But this week, and anytime, there's a great momentum, a great bubble to get yourself out on Earth and nature, and to really tap into the healing elements, but also tap into that maternal feminine energy. Maternal feminine energy that's going to help really not just heal, but expand your heart. It's incredibly healing when you go out in nature and you sit or you walk through it, touching trees or the floor, even the fauna. There's an element there of just feeling cleansed and nurtured. You help increase your vibration, even if that is not your intentionality. A lot of times too, when you walk, you can set the intention. This is something I always do. I always get clarity after any type of hike or being in nature to connect to who you truly are. And that's going to come not just through your heart, because you're going to feel it, but when you are intuitively open, when you're very intuitively open. This is a week of taking a time out, no matter where you feel you're at or what you feel you should be doing. I'll just say I felt so rushed. I had like 20 things on my to-do list, and today I just realized, you know what? Excuse me. Sometimes we ourselves as humans, we rush things because we create our own essence and notion of time, which is irrelevant to everything else in the cosmos. Other beings that coexist around us, they don't operate in the same way. It's just us, and we put a lot of pressure on ourselves to complete X, Y, Z on a certain time frame, and that's not always what we should be doing. Sometimes we just need to relax. And it sounds so counterintuitive in this society that's always telling us to constantly do, complete, and finish. Of course, I pulled, we're gonna get to some tarot quickly. What time is it? Okay, 20 minutes. I pulled some unicorn tarot, the magic of the unicorns, because they have been popping up around me. And there's a childlike inner child calling to them. And again, this is about connecting back to your heart, connecting back to who you truly are. And a lot of us as children, we connected to our hearts in that way. We knew. We have 16. We got 16 again. So some of you are seeing 7s or 16s. We got soul healing. Align with your essence. See your true colors. This is all about, again, connecting to your soul. This week, some of you may feel or may have already experienced a deeper level of sensitivity and emotionality. I would say emotions, especially when it comes to your heart. It may feel like it's cracking. You may have just things coming up for release, repressed memories, ancestral wounds and patterns, especially as we close off in Scorpio or with Scorpio season, and some things are leaving and you're closing chapters. You can energetically feel it. Belief systems, people, situations, they're coming to an end. And as much pain as it may, that may ensue afterwards, I feel like it allows your heart to continuously, almost like it's churning, to continuously process and expand and feel, because that's what we need in our heart. Sometimes you need your heart to break in order to learn how to love again. This is one of the prime messages I'm getting here. Because the whales and orcas, well, orcas are a type of whales, they also speak to that, of the heart, of love. Some of you, I don't know why I got this. Some of you may be contemplating changing your hair color to something very vivid, very, very different, very Sag-like. I'm getting Aquarius too, very different. Something about showing who you are. It's like changing up your appearance to align to who you really are on the inside. So I got a complete like glam up. Okay, we're gonna tap into the tarot and see what else we need to know. If anyone is still in here, how are you all doing this week? Do you all feel a little bit like things are about to end, like the heaviness is gonna end? Christina, you're a Sag thinking about cutting your hair this week. I kept getting something in my head about hair, but about changing something, especially about color. There seems like a renewed light. And we all know when we change something, especially with hair, it makes you feel different. It's like a new embodiment. What else does the universe want us to know for this week? I'm not even looking down yet. I just saw and felt. I didn't see yet. I felt cards just kind of go down. At the bottom, we've got 8 of discs. So I feel like with this earth energy, many of us are slow and steady working on what it is that we want to accomplish. We're being called to really tap into our values and focus on building our foundations. Yes, it feels better now, like I'm almost there. Keep it on me. That's the energy I'm sensing. It's almost like we're almost there at the finish line, even though we know life is a continued journey. Of course, we got Wu Wei, which is unique to this tarot deck, Luna Sol. Simply about letting things flow as they are and not forcing anything. Don't try to make anything work. If something breaks, allow it. Just allow it to go, allow it to break, allow it to flow. It's not time to try to repair things or force things in that way. Shirley, you said I changed my hair color to a more reddish color and cut it into a 1940s bob. That sounds beautiful. I wish we had like visualization aspects here. That sounds beautiful. It's a wonderful way to end the year and also enter on a different note, because when we change anything about ourselves, inside or out, it changes our frequency. We got 2 of discs, earth energy, 5 of swords, air, 6 of cups, inner child. I keep getting like past energy with the unicorns and the orcas. Page of wands, fire, and then we got page of discs. Again, I feel like there's been balancing of truths. Many of you, I feel, especially as we close out this chapter, this season, I should say, of Scorpio and head into Sagittarius, I feel like there are going to be a balancing of, I'm hearing truth bombs, but more so in feeling success with what it is that many of you have been wanting to express, have been wanting to like cement, solidify. I feel like this speaks very much about your own values. Some of you are almost like saying, I know what they are now. I know what truly matters to me. It's almost like getting a renewed vision, perhaps because of all these light activations, DNA activations, and just a deep cellular change and upgrade. You could be feeling like very different and wondering why. And I feel like from this, it's almost like epitomizing. I keep getting that movie. I get a lot of Disney movies. Stone in the sword, sword in the stone. I got an image of that. There's a sense of finally reaching a pinnacle in your own journey where you realize this is what truly matters to me and what's going to help me bring my life into almost like a balance, but a culmination of what it is that I want to experience. Because we ourselves, we set the foundation for the experience that we want to call in. It starts from the bottom in. So I feel like here in the past, this to me speaks a lot of inner child, but the 6 of Cups also too in the past. I feel like you may have it's like revisiting, because I'm getting a lot of remembering, connecting to who you were as a child. Things, and it doesn't necessarily have to be like childhood, it could be just in years before where you are now, so in the past, but I'm getting a lot of inner child energy, connecting to who you were, finding that joy again, what really lights you up and connects you to your heart. Because, you know, when you're a child, little things, you find joy in the smallest ordinary moments, whether it's, you know, a plain vanilla ice cream with colored sprinkles, and that could just make you light up, or being able to have 10 extra minutes to play at the park, or swimming, or getting a new bubble to go in the pool, or getting a new pack of crayons, like a 5-pack crayons, and having clean paper and just drawing. Those are little simple things, but they bring so much joyful energy, and they help really expand who you are creatively. I'm making this harder than I need to be. I'm like trying to create my own word with creativity. This is helping you expand your creativity, and as a result, your heart. But I feel like doing this is going to call in opportunities. This is just the beginning. And I feel like, again, this speaks to really connecting to your heart, because this is part of connecting to who you are on a soul level. And this is going to allow you to manifest, to call in opportunities. Some of them are going to be very much focused on your creative, passionate side. It's going to allow you to move forward. You're going to be getting things. I'm just feeling and I'm sensing a lot of different ideas, physical opportunities like offers, points of collaboration, maybe things that you see, different events, something that's going to come as a result and culmination of your connection to yourself. So there's a focus too on remembering who you were as a child and connecting to that energy. There could also be too, for some folks, some past energies returning. And I feel like the main message here is that you are going to really have a different energy, and you're going to notice the shift that you've had and that these other folks have had that tried to come in. Maybe they want to try to reintegrate themselves back into your life, but you're going to feel a shift here, a difference in values, a difference in how you have grown and how others may not have. Okay, we're going to close this off. I'm going to pull 2 more oracle cards. There's a feeling overall of hope here, because again, many of you are really a lot of butterflies too. This is transformation of your mind, how you communicate, and many of you are reaching a moment of victory this week, of epiphanies, of realizations that, wow, I kind of do know what I'm doing on my journey, even if at times it doesn't seem like it, and you're getting those validations, especially from your guides. What do the Pleiadians want us to know, please? They've come up in some of the readings. We have your treasures inside. This to me speaks of our sacral chakra, of creativity, of our inner child, of what we like to do, remembering our purpose, our essence, right? Look at the colors. So some of you are going to be glimpsing this week and really reconnecting to who you were, not just in the past as a soul in different past lives, but also as a child, as children, because our creativity tends to abound when we are in that state, because we're very open and receptive. So really, really listen and pay attention to how your body feels and any signs that you're getting. Some of you through artwork, actually, through any medium works, because there's different mediums, right, that many artists use, whether it's the body through dance, music, or it's through watercolors, oils, acrylics, pencils, whatever. There's something that wants to come out, that wants to be birthed. And we see it here. To me, this speaks of something that wants to come out, that's waiting to be born, a creative, some type of passion here. Okay, we're going to get some additional messages from the starseeds. Okay, what other messages, please? We got Gaia. Connect to the pulse of Mother Earth. She will guide you through this time of change. Look at this. a lot of focus here on Earth, connecting to Earth. Also, too, this is again. Ooh, I just saw 3333. Those, whenever you see synchronicities, at least on my perspective, it's like it pauses for a long time and it moves slowly. That may mean something to some of you. I feel like this speaks to connecting to the feminine aspect of you, but also to how you mother yourself. So taking a look at the way that you parent, self-soothe, and also connect to, this is like nurturing. It's very much the emotional Cancerian aspect. Strong focus this week. Many of you are going to literally find peace and solace by connecting to Earth. That's where you're going to finally get those epiphanies, because we're evolving at such a quick pace. Again, there's a lot of butterflies. Some of you are seeing or connect to unicorns, especially whales, orcas, and butterflies. You may be seeing them as signs of your own transition, your own growth. What final message does the universe want us to know for this week, please? got one. We got horse. Find the balance between instinctive and tamed part of your personality. This one's a little bit harder to see, so I'm going to put it up here. To me, the horse represents freedom, liberation, acknowledging who you are, not just on the outside. Horses are very beautiful creatures, majestic, but they're also very true to themselves. They follow where they need to go. Very intuitive creatures, very gentle. I feel like this is about expressing who you are, right? Showing your true colors. Literally, there's something about that. And this has been a message that has been reverberating probably since summertime about, because I remember I did a channeled reading about unpacking yourself like a candy wrapper, like taking your wrapper off and really showing who you are and not being afraid of that. Because some of you, I feel, are afraid of what other people might think of you. Some of you are very much working through that process of letting go of people pleasing and external validation and learning to validate yourself. This is where the true light is going to come, where you're going to receive that deep connection, that Six of Cups energy, where you're going to remember who you are. And at that point, you're not going to give a hoot. I just heard hoot, like an owl. You're not going to give a hoot what anyone thinks of you, what anyone cares, because it's going to be you leading yourself and paving the way. So much, I get like air, you know, like when you have a fan blowing on you, a sense of liberation is coming, because I feel like when you connect, it's a deep sense of connection. Whatever it is that you are traversing through right now, it's going to open up these depths within you, and you're going to, again, receive clues on this next path forward. Huge, huge level of evolvement. You guys, I hope this weekly energy reading has helped. Thank you guys so much for being here. Rhonda, I see your message. I'm not doing any readings right now, but I will be back Wednesday purely for readings. And I'm going to see what other days throughout the season as we close off, because I'm trying to plan some really good content. It's been busy with work following up. So thank you guys for being here. Remember to hold the light, most importantly for yourselves more than anyone. It's really important you don't turn it off for yourself, especially when things don't happen in the way that we want, when it seems like we're really alone. And this is something I'm prompted to do, because so many people right now are on a path that seems very isolated. And it's because it's meant for you to maintain integrity of your own light where you are, because other people are, I'll just say, they could be bringing you down. Have a beautiful week, you guys. I will be back soon. I will see you soon. Thank you guys for being here. It was good to see you. Take care.